Thank you, Heavenly Dad.
Am I proposing then change? In a way, but not a reckless change. You thank God for where you are and what you're doing. And certainly for the things you find good in what you have and where you are and what you're doing. And that gives you an optimism, a peace in your heart and mind, a patience, and in the acceptance of where you are and what you're doing. You might think, well, I can't because change is being forced on me. Oh, well, in that case, I shall trust him that the change is a blessing. I might not be able to see it's a blessing, but thanking him for it as a blessing doesn't in itself seem a very reckless thing to do. It doesn't in itself imply doing something that makes things worse. Does it make it better? So each time the problem occurs to you, you say, thank you, Heavenly Dad. And in some sense dismiss it, which gives you a clear mind to appreciate the options that you have, staying in the difficulty, or doing the next most logical thing. You tackle it in an open mind. Now, do you then find this turns out to be a blessing? Then you'll do that in the future and more so, trusting God. Do you find things just get worse and worse? Well, then you'll, in some sense, go back to your normal solutions that seem normal to you and the best to do in the circumstances. And thanking God for realizing such. Perhaps you're in an absolutely extreme case. You're dying, but pain is awful. Then surrender yourself to God. You've nothing to lose. So you just say, I accept what you have for me, God. I look to you. I just accept what is. And look at what you're doing. I had that at one point. I think I've told you. Hadn't been in New Zealand that long. Perhaps a year and a half. Yeah. 2. And the pain was intense in my side. So much so I said to my wife, could you get an ambulance? I'd never called an ambulance myself before. She did, and they came. The pain grew worse, and I struggled as far as the veranda or deck, as they call it here, and laid there. Well, I don't know what they were sorting out with my wife. So I was ready to go to hospital, emergency. The pain got worse, and well, I had considerable notion of God, of course. So I suddenly realised, well, this is it. It looks like I could even die doing this. It certainly feels like it. So I just relaxed. Thought, well, in a sense, I was looking at God, ready to go now. He's taking me. just accepted the pain, and it stopped just like that. It completely stopped just like that. I felt such a fool in the way. I said, I'm so sorry, I don't seem to need you now. The pain's completely gone. I'm okay. So I had a miracle, you could say. It wasn't just an amazing coincidence, it was astonishing, absolutely astonishing. And of course, how did I feel? God's completely rescued me. It's just amazing. You could say, well, why presuppose God? Because the coincidence of my surrendering it somehow completely. I accept what you're doing. In some sense, God, I know I had no option, but and it went. It was gone. Well, how's a thing like that going to affect your future way of dealing with problems? You turn to a trust and a faith in Him, won't you? And the more you do and the more you get, well, not major things like that, wonderful miracle happening to you, but minor things going right, even so, or in spite of, you're going to trust Him more and more. And what's it like to trust God? Well, it's lovely, wonderful. You have an assurance with things. You don't panic, you don't stress. You do what seems reasonable, and you're trusting Him, and taste and see, dear one. It's not that risky, is it? To just trust. To thank Him for the good. And if you can, thank Him for the bad. Did I thank Him for the pain and so on? No, I just surrendered. Just thought, I'm going to die. It's going to be very painful, but here we go. I just entered into the situation and it vanished. Very strange, very miraculous, very wonderful, great blessing. You just, when you get and recognize some of the miracles in your life, you're so blessed. When you dismiss them as, oh, thank God for that, casual, and you plough on with life and don't see it as a miracle, you miss the blessing. What else should I say?